now had wings thanks to Wilbur and Orville. This was the age of the flapper, the Model T and the bee's knees. All America looked to the skies as Charles Lindbergh, Lucky Lindy, crossed the Atlantic. And while we awaited the news of Lindy's flight, we went to the motion picture show. The Flickers. Oh, Peter. Oh, Rudy. He's just a catch me out. The 20s. They seemed to roar with excitement. This was a time when everyone, just everyone was doing the dance craze that was sweeping the country. We were doing the Charleston.
Let's get by.
Found the rubber ducky. Found it.
The years moved swiftly by, and the growth and progress of Yankton and South Dakota continued. And as each year passed and new generations were born, the gift of heritage was passed on. It was during the 30s that the Yankton Municipal Airport got started. The Honolulu Fruit Gum Orchestra came to Yankton, and the baton was just one of the boys, Lawrence Sewell. And the new City Hall is a WPA project and built at a cost of $115,000. The 30s also brought with them...
30s in America were dismal years as we reached an all-time low. Sinclair Lewis won the Nobel Prize for Literature, but no one cared. We were just too busy trying to exist. It was during this time in our history that marathons became the rage, particularly dance marathons. Money was the grand prize and everyone needed money, and most were willing to do anything to get it. All you had to do was get a partner, dance, or just move for hours and hours and hours, sometimes days and days. If you lost out on this one, well, you packed up your belongings, picked up your courage, and headed out for the next marathon. Got a new partner, and started all over again.
It had been in 1936 that Dakota Territory celebrated its Diamond Jubilee. 2 years later, Chan Gurney was elected to the U.S. Senate. The 40s arrived on the scene, and we here in Yankton did not stagnate. We abolished the state income tax. Tuned in to listen to our favorite neighbor lady win speech. Began a civilian pilot training program, and listened to proposals about Gavin's Point Dam. The 40s. We remember all too well Bundles for Britain, bond drives, tin can collections, food coupons, gas rationing, defense savings bonds, USO, gold stars in a window, and that anticipated but unwanted arrival of a telegram from the President of the United States that always began with these words, "We regret to inform you." The 40s, a time marked in the pages of our history as the turbulent years of
war. This time, World War #2. A war of nations. It began with a nightmare called Pearl Harbor and ended with Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And somewhere in between there was a moment of dramatic impact that has been etched for all time in the memories of Americans everywhere. In between there was Mount Suribachi and an island called Iwo Jima.
Congressional Medal of Honor winner Joe Foss visited Yankton and is honored with a parade. In 1946, Yankton got 2 medical clinics and Simple Packing Company, and in 47, the city of Yankton purchased the Meridian Bridge from the stockholders. That following year, Charles Gurney built the Yankton Theater, and construction began on the Movie Land Drive-In Theater, the first in South Dakota. The 50s and 60s brought even more growth and prosperity to the city and state. Groundbreaking took place at Gavin's Point Dam, and 8,000 people were on hand for the ceremony. KYNT went on the air. Once again, our nation was involved in another conflict, this time in Korea. Yankton is designated an All-American City. And in 1961, Yankton citizens commemorate the centennial of Dakota Territory. The 60s also meant
Kids, rock and roll and a generation gap as wide as a Grand Canyon. The 60s meant funky Broadway, the swim, the stroke, the crawl, and the vocabulary. I always thought you cooked in a pot. Today you smoke it. And the clothes, or should I say dress, and the hair. Well, I'm so confused. Susie, stop that, will ya?
I'm not Susie, Dad. I'm Georgie.
Oh, see what I mean? Our family has an identity crisis, and it's me. The only thing I'm absolutely sure of is that I am the man of the house, and I am the boss around here, and I wear the pants in the family, and I'm...
Harold, I'm home, darling. Oh, poor dear, had a busy day. Just get on your nerves. Well, you'll have a better day tomorrow at your bridge club. Boy, I'm simply bushed. You wouldn't believe the day I've had. First, my secretary was late. He said he got stuck in traffic. I tell you, Harold, it's a rat race out there in the world of business. You just don't know how lucky you are just to be a homemaker. Oh, I've got to rest. Dear, where are my slippers and my cigarettes? Oh, and yes, I'd like to read the paper. And by the way, dear, what's for dinner?
Liver. A real woman's liver.
What did you say, dear?
Liver. We're having liver for dinner.
Darling, what time is it?
It's just gotta be the 70s.
yes, the 70s. Ecology, numerology, acid rock, disco fever, sit in, live in, love in. The age of the vitamin, health foods, paid TV, tape decks, protest, X-rated, aggravated, procreated, overrated, better jobs, bigger pay, higher taxes, inflation, deflation, exasperation. 1970, and the Yankton Mall opens for business. 1971, and the Territorial Museum has its grand opening. 1973, the new Yankton Community Library is opened, and KQHU is on the air. In 1979, the Human Services Center celebrates its centennial. The 80s, and Zylstra Communications now becomes Yankton Cable TV. 1984 is a sad time, as we witness the closing of Yankton College. It is in 1988 that the Yankton Prison Camp is dedicated. The year is now 1989. And the Yankton, South Dakota Centennial Committee initiates large plans for a gala birthday bash for our state, the likes of which this area has never seen before. This time, it is bigger and better because our South Dakota is 100 years young, and our proud citizens unite to pay an everlasting tribute to our very distinguished heritage during this, South Dakota's...
Okay, she'll show you on TV what it's going to look like.
I hope. I have to figure it out again how to do this.
There's me whining, you play it. Don't lose it.
I...
Hey,
but has added a very significant chapter. Our future, yet another dream. As Americans all, we have touched the stars, conquered the universe. The man on the moon is no longer a stranger. He's our neighbor. But what about our neighbor right here on this planet called Earth? Can we, as the rest of the world, hold on to that dream of a community that speaks, loves, and prays together in harmony? Can we look back upon the reflecting tragedies of our great leaders, seek out our mistakes, rectify them? Each individual here this evening must work toward that dream. We ask that you listen and watch our next presentation, and at its conclusion, the...
If you feel a little pride welling up inside of you, if you feel a little mist in your eye, then thank God for you, mister. You're still an American.
It is with supreme pleasure and pride that we present the cast of Pride and Prayer. Your friends and neighbors who cared enough to get involved. Haven't they done a great job? Well, all good things must come to an end. And before I say goodnight, I'd like to remind all of you to drive home safely. There's a lot more history to come, and we wouldn't want you to miss any of it. Good night, everybody.